Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there, or struggled to recall a name you've known for years? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, it's common to worry about memory lapses, but here's the good news. You don't have to just accept it. In fact, there are simple, everyday habits that can keep your brain sharp, your memory strong, and your mind as active as ever, no matter your age. I'm your name, and today we're talking about 5 powerful habits that can help you avoid memory loss after 60. These aren't complicated routines or expensive treatments, just practical, science-backed steps that fit right into your daily life. And the best part, they're easy to start today. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Do you believe your brain can keep growing stronger, even after 60? Well, research says yes. It's called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and form new connections at any age. So, if you've been told that memory decline is inevitable, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be. Let's get started with the first habit, because this one is a game changer. You've probably heard that exercise is good for your heart, but did you know it's just as important for your brain? That's right, regular physical activity doesn't just keep your body strong. It actually helps grow new brain cells and improve memory. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. Simple movements like walking, swimming, or even dancing can make a huge difference. Studies show that just 30 minutes of moderate exercise a few times a week can reduce the risk of dementia by up to 30%. Here's why it works. When you move, your heart pumps more oxygen-rich blood to your brain, which helps nourish brain cells. Exercise also releases a protein called BDNF, think of it as brain fertilizer, that helps your brain grow new connections. So, what's the easiest way to start? Try this. Take a brisk 10-minute walk every morning. If you can, add a few extra minutes each week. Or put on your favorite music and dance around the living room. Yes, really. The key is to find something you enjoy, so you'll stick with it. And if mobility is a challenge, chair exercises or gentle yoga can work wonders. The goal isn't to push yourself too hard, just to keep moving in a way that feels good for you. Now, let's talk about food, because what you eat directly affects how well your brain functions. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat, right? Well, your brain believes that after 60, certain foods can actually protect your memory and even slow down brain aging. On the flip side, some foods like processed sugars and unhealthy fats can speed up memory decline. So let's focus on the good stuff. First up, omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are like superfuel for your brain. They're found in foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. Research shows that people who eat more omega-3 have better memory and slower cognitive decline. Next, load up on colorful fruits and vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach and kale. They're packed with antioxidants that fight inflammation, which is a big contributor to memory problems. And here's a fun one. Dark chocolate. Yes, really. A small square of dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, contains flavonoids that boost blood flow to the brain. Just don't overdo it. A little goes a long way. Now, I know changing eating habits can feel overwhelming, so start small. Try adding 1 brain-boosting food to your meals this week. Maybe swap out that afternoon cookie for a handful of walnuts, or add some spinach to your eggs in the morning. Small changes add up to big results over time. Now, these first 2 habits, moving your body and feeding your brain, are already powerful steps toward keeping your memory sharp. But we're just getting started. Next, We'll talk about a habit that's not only enjoyable but also one of the best ways to protect your brain as you age. So, we've already covered two powerful habits to keep your brain sharp, moving your body and feeding it the right fuel. But here's something fascinating. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it in the right ways, the stronger it gets no matter your age. And that brings us to habit number 3, which is all about giving your brain the kind of workout it craves. Think about this. When was the last time you learned something completely new? Not just a new fact, but a whole new skill. If it's been a while. Here's why that matters. Your brain thrives on novelty. Routine might feel comfortable, but it's mental challenge that keeps your memory strong. Now. I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm too old to learn new things. But let me tell you about John, a 72-year-old who decided to learn piano during the pandemic. At first, his fingers fumbled, and he joked that he sounded like a cat walking on keys. But within months, he was playing simple songs, and his family noticed something amazing. He was sharper in conversations, quicker with names, even more confident. That's no coincidence. Learning something complex like music, a language, or even painting creates new pathways in your brain that help protect against memory loss. You don't have to become a concert pianist. No. Here are some easy ways to challenge your mind every day. Switch up your routine. Take a different route to the store. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Or try cooking a new recipe without reading the instructions first. These tiny changes force your brain to pay attention. Play brain games, but not just any games. Crossword puzzles are great. But try something new like Sudoku, chess, or even video games designed for memory training. Yes, grandkids can be great teachers for this one. Learn a few words of a new language. Apps like Duolingo make this fun. And even 5 minutes a day can give your brain a boost. The key: pick something that feels like play, not work. If you dread it, you won't stick with it. But if you find joy in the challenge, you'll protect your memory without even realizing it. Now. Let's talk about something we all love, but might not be getting enough of: sleep. And not just any sleep, deep, restorative sleep. Because here is the truth. While you're peacefully dreaming, your brain is hard at work. It's sorting memories, clearing out toxins, and basically doing its version of a nightly reset. Without enough quality sleep, those memory lapses become much more likely. You might have noticed that after a bad night's sleep, you feel foggy, forgetful, even clumsy. That's not just fatigue, it's because your brain hasn't had time to do its essential maintenance. Research shows that poor sleep is linked to a higher risk of Alzheimer's, and that's not something to ignore. So, how do you get better sleep after 60? Here's what really works. Sunlight in the morning. Just 10 to 15 minutes of natural light early in the day helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. A wind-down routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, yes. That includes the news. Try reading or listening to calming music instead. Watch your evening fluids. To minimize nighttime bathroom trips. Stop drinking liquids 2 hours before bed unless you're thirsty. Of course. Keep your room cool and dark. Ideal sleeping temperature is around 65 F18C. And here's a pro tip. If you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, don't lie there frustrated. Get up, sit in a dimly lit room, and do something quiet like knitting or listening to soft music until you feel sleepy again. Tossing and turning only trains your brain to associate bed with wakefulness. Quality sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for a sharp memory. And the best part, unlike some health advice, this one feels wonderful to follow. Now. We've covered for game-changing habits: exercise, brain-boosting foods, mental challenges, and quality sleep. But there's one more habit that ties them all together. And it's perhaps the most overlooked secret to staying sharp after 60. It's not a pill, not a fancy app, it's something far more powerful, and we'll dive into it next. Asterisk.